Thank you very much. Alongside Frank Seravalli and Darren Dreger, wrapping up the general manager meetings here in Boca Raton, Florida, guys. And one of the main topics discussed by the general managers is a topic out there being discussed everywhere, and that is the coronavirus. Now, the league seeming very measured in their comments, Frank. Nobody needs to be putting forward any sense of panic right now. It's far too soon for that. But at the same time, there are measures being put in place, and there is a lot for the league to be considering here.
Yeah, and there's no question the amount of concern that the league has for this issue as well. I mean, right now it's business as usual for all the forward-facing products as far as fans are concerned. But behind the scenes, I think this is something that the NHL is spending a great deal of time focusing on. They've put in place already for all of their employees at the league office an overseas travel ban. And if you do end up going there, let's say with your family or something, when you come back, you're going to be quarantined for 2 weeks. That's the plan that they have in place at the moment. And so when we think about the NHL, we tend to think about the 31 buildings and how that might affect games and stuff like that. We see overseas that teams are playing games in front of empty arenas. Well, we're not there yet, but this impacts the NHL in a big way because this is a global league. There's scouting being done in Europe all the time, and managers are traveling back and forth. So this is something that they're certainly concerned about, and I think the reach is a lot broader than we think it is here.
For sure, and those measures they're putting in place come at the recommendation of the CDC. They say they're in constant contact with them on a daily basis. They're trying to keep teams updated, but all these teams have scouts traveling around as well. For now, each team, it's incumbent on them to come up with their own policy and how they want to handle their employees. But Dregs, the tentacles that this could have and the number of areas in the game that could be affected, just thinking about international play and, for example, the under-18s or the World Championships coming up.
Well, and to your point, look, a shutdown could be a simple phone call away, right? Be it internationally or with the National Hockey League. If one of the governing health bodies like Health Canada or the CDC or the World Health Organization make the call to the Commissioner's office and say, oh, we're ratcheting this up, well, the NHL is going to have to respond. Internationally, I can tell you that the IIHF Council has a meeting on March 17th. That is going to be a significant meeting. They've already canceled some events this month. They'll look at some of the bigger events in April, and most definitely they'll consider the World Championship in May. We talk about this on an annual basis where USA Hockey and Hockey Canada to some degree have an issue trying to convince players to come to the World Championship.
Might be a little tougher this year.
It's definitely going to, not making light of it, but it is going to be more of a challenge, assuming that there is a World Championship. But that meeting on March 17th is a big one.
Well, and from a financial perspective, that's also what the league is trying to wrap their arms around behind the scenes is if we ultimately had to play games where there are no fans in the building for this league that is still really gate-driven, well, all of a sudden, who's responsible for that? Who bears the brunt of that? Is it insurance? It's going to vary on a club-to-club basis. It's going to vary on a league basis. So they're trying to get a complete picture of exactly who might be at risk here, and it would be a pretty significant one.
Yeah, Bettman faced a lot of questions about this from the media today, and you get the sense they are trying to be informed. They're trying to be prepared, but not panicked. That's a delicate balance as this continues to make news around the world.